the three golden rules with goals is setting a goal is better than not setting a goal. Setting a specific goal is better than setting a fluffy goal. And setting an achievable but challenging goal is better than, like setting a really difficult or a big goal.
How important is bouncing back?
It's
And
everything.
is there a way to bounce back properly?
Yeah, there is. Bouncing back's everything because it's not if, it's when we're going to need to do that. And that
Yeah.
is literally the difference between people who continue and sustain their habits and go on to achieve success in whatever area of life, and the people that sort of just dabble in success and then pull back out and live this yo-yo life. Bouncing back is going to happen. It's not even just changing our habits is a process of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's never going to be linear. So if we can't bounce back when we've got that step back, we're not going to ever be moving forward. So the way that we bounce back firstly is through self-compassion and understanding that we're all in the same boat. We all are going to have to, experience hard things in life and push through it. And it doesn't make you a failure that you've bounced back or that you've had a setback. It's literally just that you're human. Self-compassion is a big one. We also know that the biggest changes that happen in people's lives happen from a place of self-compassion, not self-loathing. There's no point being like, oh, you missed your class again. That's another $10 that you've wasted. Like, no, it's okay. I've had the busiest month of my life with this book launch. And although I've still been moving my body, it certainly hasn't been as much as before. And I still have to fight the thoughts like, you're a habit expert, girl. Like, you better get some exercising in. It's like, I will, but it might just look a bit different, and that's okay. And have to practice that self-compassion. The other one is scheduling. So the way that I speak about scheduling is that no matter how small the habit is that you need to just do, it's better to do something than nothing at all. If you plan to exercise and you don't have the time, or you're like late from work, or the kids are sick, or whatever it is, still get in your active wear at the time that you normally would and walk around the house if you have to. And that's all you need to do, because then your brain still associates that time of day with exercising, and you continue to strengthen that neural pathway rather than your brain like just not knowing what you do or you missing a day. So scheduling is really important. Like, that's essentially the consistency piece.
I was surprised to see the positive affirmations in there too.
Oh, yes. There's a couple of things in the book that I was surprised that I speak about as a researcher. And one of them is, affirmations, and the other one's visualization. But there is so much research around those things that I think we need to pluck them out of the woo-woo space and put them back in the science space, because the evidence is pretty awesome. But affirmations are really just reframing our thoughts about ourselves, and they're really helpful to, I guess, shape the way that we think about ourselves. There's something in our brain called the reticular activation system. And it's like such a geeky science word, but we'll call it the RAS. And the RAS, essentially, it's a network of neurons located in the brainstem. And it sort of directs our attention. So say you buy a white, I don't know, like a white Mercedes, and you start driving around the road and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many white Mercedes around. There aren't any more white Mercedes. You're just noticing them more. Or like if you're in a crowded room, you could hear your name, even though you're in, like, there's all this noise around, because the reticular activating system is what's telling you what's important to pay attention to. We don't pay attention to everything in our environment. We will only pick things up that we've primed our brain to tell it, this is important, this is meaningful, and these are the things that I notice. And with affirmations, if we say to ourselves things like, I'm healthy, I'm worthy, I eat food that is nourishing to my body, I'm strong, I'm capable, all those things, our brain will start noticing and almost like confirming all the reasons why those affirmations are real, rather than that negative self-talk of, oh, I failed again. And then your brain going, well, I'm going to notice now all the times that you do fail. and confirm to you why you're just going to keep failing. So we essentially, our brain gives us more of what we focus on.